Hey explorers, welcome back to our channel MyLatinLife, where we unravel the complexities of travel across South America. Today, we're zooming into the Mercosur travel policies, specifically diving deep into visa requirements and how they can make your journey smoother. I think a lot of people don't realize that South America has a lot of mobility within the region. And if you have a South American passport, any of them, Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, you have a lot of freedom of movement to the other South American countries, both for visa-free travel as well as moving, getting residency, working towards citizenship in the other South American countries. It's almost like a mini European Union in that way. Not quite as integrated or as freedom of movement oriented as the EU, but conceptually quite similar. It's a trade bloc in that way. So, what is the Mercosur? The Mercosur, the Southern Common Market, is a regional trade bloc that includes Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay, and Uruguay as full members, with Bolivia, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Guyana, Peru, and Suriname as associate members. This integration aims not only at economic cooperation, but also at simplifying travel among member nations. So here's an in-depth look at how Mercosur impacts your travel. One is visa-free travel for nationals. So citizens of full member countries, meaning if you're from Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay, or Uruguay, you can travel to any other member country using just your national ID card or cedula. No visa is required, no passport is required, and you can stay for up to 90 days within a 180-day period. This period may be extended to 180 days in some countries, or you can apply for residency. But at a base level, visa-free travel without your passport. And then for citizens of associate member countries, while the policy is similar, some nuances exist. For example, Chileans can enter Argentina with just an ID card, but they might need a passport for Brazil. Each country can have different stipulations, so verify before you travel. The point is, though, is they have friendly relations and treaties, and they have more access than, say a non-South American passport would. Now let's touch upon visa requirements for non-Mercosur citizens. So this might apply if you have residency in a Mercosur country. If you're a non-Mercosur citizen but have legal residency in one of these nations, probably Paraguay, you might travel within the region with your residency country's ID card. Kind of. It's a touchy subject. There might be visa necessity. Your original nationality still dictates visa requirements. For example, if you're a U.S. citizen with residency in Argentina, you sort of still need a visa for Brazil, or they were going to implement a visa on arrival, a little fee. I think they delayed the fee a number of times. So these are things to consider. I knew a guy in Paraguay. I think he's from Kazakhstan or Mongolia. And he wanted to go to Argentina, but he didn't have visa-free Argentina. He had Paraguay residency, but he didn't have visa-free Argentina on his country of citizenship, his original nationality. And so he was unable to enter Argentina. And you want to bring proof of nationality, right? Like always carry your passport, because at border checks, your nationality might require you to present it for visa verification. There's a lot of different situations there. It's recommended if you are a resident of a Mercosur country not to travel just with your ID card, not just with your cedula, but to actually bring your passport as well. Now let's talk about some special visa agreements. The Mercosur Residence Agreement. This agreement allows citizens of member states to apply for temporary residence in another member state for up to 2 years, which can then lead to permanent residency and eventually citizenship, and usually on an accelerated path to citizenship as well. So what this means is people from other Mercosur countries can work and study. You can seek employment or continue education without needing employer sponsorship in most cases, simplifying job and study visa processes. And then on the documentation side, you'll need proof of citizenship, a clean criminal record, and sometimes proof of financial support. But the process is streamlined compared to standard visa applications. We recently helped a Brazilian guy move to Peru, and basically all he needed was a criminal background check from Brazil. And with that, he was able to just rock up to Peru and instantly get residency in Peru. Now let's talk about visa extensions and permanent residency. So going from temp to permanent. After 2 years of temporary residency under the Mercosur agreement, you're eligible to apply for permanent residency. This process varies by country, but it generally involves proving continuous stay. You need to show that you've lived in the country for the required duration. And also prove some integration. Some countries might require language test or cultural integration proof. Maybe owning property could help, just to show that you have something going on. And then there's also visa extensions for tourists. We can mention if you want to extend your stay as a visitor, you'll need to apply for an extension before your allowed stay period ends, which might require additional proof like accommodation, financial means, or health insurance. But usually there's less burden of proof among mutual Mercosur citizens than, say, someone from outside. Okay. I guess let's talk briefly about the border checks and immigration around the Mercosur region. We'll touch upon documentation. So despite the ease of travel with ID cards, border officials might still ask for passports. And this is especially true for non-Mercosur nationals or naturalized Mercosur citizens. So if your country of birth doesn't show a Mercosur citizen, that could be another reason to for them to ask for more documentation. You'll want to ensure all your documents are up to date and apostilled if necessary. There's this idea of border fluidity where some borders are more relaxed than others in South America. This could be a whole video in and of itself. But for example, the Brazil-Argentina border might be less stringent compared to, say, the Bolivia-Peru crossing due to geographical and political context. Famously, there's the city of Ciudad del Este in Paraguay, and Foz do Iguaçu on the other side in Brazil and Argentina, the triple frontier, and how there's sort of like an economic zone there where you can go up to 50 kilometers into the other countries without having to stamp in or show your passport. And there's a lot of these quirky borders around South America, and especially if you're a Mercosur citizen, navigating these is relatively fluid. So some key points for travelers: always carry your passport. Even if using an ID card, having your passport can resolve nationality-related issues at borders. You can try it. You can report back. You can leave a comment below. There's certainly anecdotes of people who have gone to Brazil or gone to Peru or Colombia with just their ID card as a resident, but it's not too common. You can try it. You can see what they say. They're probably going to say, "Where's your passport, dude?" So I'm curious. Leave any comments you have related to that if you have any good stories, guys. And another key point is stay informed. Policies can change, so regularly check on the Mercosur or the national government websites. And every relationship in the Mercosur is a little bit different. So the Peru-Brazil relationship is different than the Chile-Colombia relationship, which is different than the Suriname-Brazil relationship. Like, all these relationships are a little bit different. There's a strong degree of commonality due to the Mercosur and sort of overlapping policies. And because of that, we're able to speak in generalities about some of these things. But there's a lot of quirks as well, guys, in terms of, number of years to PR, or can you get instant residency and this and that. So you'll want to check the exact pair of countries that you are interested in and see if there's any quirks there. Okay. And plan for visa needs. If you're not a Mercosur national, understand the visa requirements for every country you plan to visit. So there you have it, a detailed guide to navigating the Mercosur region's travel policies with the focus on visa requirements. Understanding these can make your South American adventure seamless. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe for more travel insights. If you're thinking about working towards a new passport in South America, hit us up, book a call. There's a link in the description to become our client. We can get you residency in any country in South America or Latin America. Till next time, keep exploring the wonders of South America.